the Ghana back to the roots. Ghana back to the roots, as Black Americans are exploring their heritage in Ghana. So what do you think these people came back to the roots? You know, to explore their heritage in history in Ghana. Why do you think they come back?
No, to succeed in life, you need information.
For sure.
And of course, there must be knowledge. You must know yourself. You must know what you are.
Yeah, there's a lot of knowledge that they need to know in Ghana.
Yeah.
A lot of messages in Ghana, because a lot of history, the first history, the beginning and everything that happened, the cruel behavior, the worst of the worst happened in Ghana. So you know where they come from is part of their history.
No matter how long a black man has been in Europe or in America, the source of that living is from Africa. Some people must have been transported from Africa during slave trade to that country.
For sure.
So they need to know. They need to know how much damage or how much love has moved from Africa to where they are now.
And they need to know what happened at the time when they took their parents, their grandfathers. They need to know the history. They need to make an account. You know, they need to know what really happened at the time, because that is part of their their history.
That is why I said they need to know much love and much pain the people have gone through. They need to know what happened. How did they move their forefathers? What really are the processes? You know, Africans have been clamoring that Europe must pay reparation to Africa for this.
For sure. What they did to us, they stole our religion, they stole our culture, they stole our attitude, they stole our name. These people that come back from Tulsa, they don't even have their own name.
Of course.
They have white men names.
Yes.
So they need to do something.
And if you look at those initial forefathers that moved, their names are names that are not, that are not befitting. That's where you have names like Savage, you have like all those
like
bad
wood,
names, like wood,
like iron, like car, like truck.
So
like
all those names are derogatory names given to these people
because coming to our own culture. And if you think about it, that's not the kind of name that they name us in our own culture. It's not the kind of name we name ourselves in our culture.
The cultural setting of Africa must be edifying, must say a kind of history of what your family believes, your mentality, your philosophy. But we don't bear names
where your
like
family comes from.
Yes.
The environment, the culture, their religion, their mentality. What they got going on in your family at the time, in history.
We never had names like Longwood.
Nah.
No. Stones. We don't.
It should be a name that talked about your history.
Yes. So these people coming home should have a bit of knowledge of what Africans or Africa is. You know, there are a lot of bad information in the outside world that Africa is bad. Africa is a land of cannibals, of land of savage.
So they need to come and see for themselves.
For example, I was reading something on United Nations on malnutrition, and they define malnutrition as maybe lack of food to an individual or too much food to an individual. If you have lack of food, you don't have enough food, that's malnutrition. If you have too much, you eat too much, that is still malnutrition. That is bad nutrition. But all the pictures they gave, they are pictures of Africa who do not have enough. They did not give one example of a white person who is obese, who is too fat for which is also malnutrition.
With the junk they'll be eating over here.
Which also is malnutrition.
For sure.
So what the outside world, Western world creates about Africa is the negative side of it.
They will never talk about the positive side. They will never talk about the positive side, how they come here and embezzle money, steal our coal, our cocoa, our petroleum, our crude oil.
Slavery, kill people,
I'm telling you.
maltreat people. They will not talk about that. When they talk of Africa as being poor and showing us examples of
poverty,
poor children,
around the world,
they will never flip it the story side and tell us that these people that are poor are far more hardworking than their children.
For sure.
Because most children in Western world are lazy, they don't do nothing.
Not like before.
So these are the things these people should come back home and learn, and thank God they are coming back home. They are coming back to their roots. They are coming back to the foundation of their existence, which is very, very good. It will open their eyes, it give them more knowledge, and balanced view of themselves and of the world.
And it's going to even give them sense of belonging.
Yes.
They'll know truly we belong to this region, we belong to Africa. And you know the reason why back to the roots in Ghana is a must for all African Americans is because if you're talking about the slave trade era and the history of slave, the slave history in Africa,
yes.
If we're talking about that, Ghana had a position in Africa that really, you know, complied, that really coupled together all the history of slavery in Africa. Ghana position in the era of slavery is one of the most important region in Africa, because if they want to, you know, in terms of treatment, they want to take them to the hospital, they want to test them in Ghana.
That is the cruel treatment given to
slaves at the time, by slave owners, by whatsoever. I don't know how we're gonna call it. A lot of history happened in Ghana. So Ghana is a place that all Africans needs to go to. It's because if we talk about in the slave time, in the era, these are the first place for the white men that the white men came to. So a lot of Ghanaians have a lot of compilation, like they work together with the white men even before other Africans started working with the white men. So Ghana was the first settlement for the white people at the time. So a lot of stuff really go on in Ghana. So for me, for everybody coming back to the home ground, to Africa, to the roots, they're coming back and they're choosing Ghana, they have the right to choose Ghana because they're going to learn a lot. It's going to give them a lot of history about their own history, and it's going to teach them more about themselves. It's going to be way more easier for them to understand their own existence in life. So Ghana is a must for every black people to come back to. Is a must. So my people will be going to the next topic on the platform today. On my platform, we speak about unification. I'm not in here to put nobody down. We're just talking about history and I'm just giving insights. We talk about unification, nothing more, my people. So we'll be going to the next topic on the platform today. We'll be talking about what